to the Fab Lab Digital Daycare. I am Crazy Aunt Lindsey, and you are about to get stemmed real good. I don't know why I said that. This live stream event, this very special live stream event, is brought to you in collaboration with my girl Nisha at MIT's Pajika Lab. Shout out to you. I hope you had an awesome morning on Zoom this morning. Of course, and as always, our incredible Portland local female-founded businesses, Living Room Realty, for giving us a fabulous home to come to live in, and Rain the Growth Agency for being our incredible media partner. Today, and I know that I say I'm excited a lot, I'm genuinely an excited person, but today I'm extra excited, enthusiastic, thrilled, over the moon. I don't even know what other words to say. I'm just bubbling over with excitement for today's project. We are doing not just one of my favorite projects, but one of my most requested. Today, my friends, we are making bath bombs. Yes, I said bath bombs. I want you to go to your kitchen, wash your hands with me, but on your way back, I want you to grab 3 ingredients. I want you to grab some baking soda, citric acid, and oil. We've used all 3 of those ingredients, so you should have some handy. If you don't have citric acid, that is okay. You can substitute citric acid for a couple of lemons if you have them. If you don't, you can just follow along and catch us on the replay and follow along then. I'm gonna wash my hands, and I'll meet you right back here in the Fab Lab kitchen in just a few seconds.
Wash your hands, everybody. Wash your hands to the beat. Wash your hands, everybody. Wash your hands with me. First, put the water on hot. Put some soap on your hands. Gotta wash your hands a whole lot. Keep clean hands is the plan.
That's the plan.
Now rinse them. Give them a shake.
Do the shake.
Dry your hands. I said dry your hands. Wash your hands and don't touch your face.
Alrighty friends, welcome back to the Fab Lab kitchen where we're gonna make bath bombs. Now, when the weather outside is a little less friendly than normal, it's amazing to soak in a nice hot bath. And that's not the only time that it's good to soak in a bathtub. We've been doing a lot of workouts in Active Hour the past 4 weeks together. I don't know about you, but every single week my body is sore in a new place. Bath bombs are the perfect addition to any bath time. Not only because they are beautiful, they smell great, they add magic to the bathtub, but also because the magic inside of them happens, the fizzing and the bubbling, happens because of one of my favorite things on the planet, science. And we're gonna talk all about that today. Now, the main ingredients for your regular old bath bomb is citric acid, sodium bicarbonate, and of course you can have Epsom salt, you can have cornstarch, sometimes people add those in there to slow the chemical reaction down, and oil to help it all come together. And the magic is truly in the 2 first ingredients, the baking soda and the sodium bicarbonate. So let's get started making our bombs, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what's happening. So grab a bowl. Not sure if you can see my amazing bowl play. See, look how good I am at bowls. Okay, great. Got your bowl. And the first things you're going to do for this project is you are going to add all of your dry ingredients. In this particular case, I'm just working with baking soda and citric acid, but if you are planning to use cornstarch or Epsom salt, this is the step that you would add those dry ingredients to your batch. So I'm going to add my citric acid. Again, here is crystallized not active citric acid, and I'm going to add a cup of citric acid to my recipe. So I'm just going to pour it on in. Whoop. I'm so excited about this project. I cannot wait for tomorrow when I'm going to use my bath bomb. Awesome sauce. So I've got my citric acid added, and I'm going to add to this my baking soda. I'm going to do 2 cups of baking soda. Here's 1 cup, and here is a 2nd cup. Now, citric acid and baking soda, as I said, are the key ingredients here. This is where all the magic is happening. Sodium bicarbonate baking soda is known as sodium bicarbonate. And sodium bicarbonate has the chemical formulation of NaHCO3. And that tells us how many molecules of each element are in every single one. How many atoms of each element are included in this formula. Now, the magic is going to be when the citric acid, which is combined in our dry ingredients here, when they react together once water hits it. Now you've got positive and negative ions on the sodium bicarbonate side. The sodium is a positive element, and then the bicarbonate is negative. When water hits this, H2O, it causes a chemical reaction. Now, as we found out yesterday, in the toilet bowl and dishwasher blaster project, we learned that a chemical reaction is when two or more substances come together and make new substances. That's exactly what's going to happen in this project. The sodium is going to break apart from the bicarbonate thanks to the help of the hydrogen that is found in the citric acid. Now, when that happens, a new substance is created. Can you guess what that substance is? We've heard this several times before. If you guessed carbon dioxide, you, my friend, are correct. Carbon dioxide is a gas, and that's going to be why all those magical fizzy bubbles are going to be found in your toilet bowl or in your bathtub when you use this project or anything that includes those two ingredients. Now, I love bath bombs because this is an opportunity to not just learn about chemistry, but to experience it at bath time. And you know, Crazy Aunt Lindsey loves to experience science in every aspect of her life. Okay, so here I go, mixing my dry ingredients. Again, this is baking soda and citric acid, 2 parts baking soda to 1 part citric acid. If you are choosing to use cornstarch for this project, this is the perfect time to add about a half a cup to a whole cup of cornstarch to this project. I choose not to use cornstarch for my projects only because it tends to leave a bit of a residue and a clumpy sort of like clay in the bottom of the bathtub if it's not mixed really, really well in the right proportion. And I can never get it right, so I leave it out. One of my favorite things to add to this project for a little extra muscle magic power is Epsom salt. I don't have any Epsom salt today, so I'm going to substitute the fragrance part of it and the skin conditioning part of it with my third ingredient in my Fab Lab bath bomb. Now, this will be the step that we're going to add our liquids. Oil is a liquid. Now, in this particular case, I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil, but if you have grapeseed oil, sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, if you have any super emollient oils handy, this is perfect for that project. And you can also use glycerin if you have that on hand also. If you don't, totally fine. I would not recommend using vegetable oil because sometimes vegetable oil can have a funny smell, and usually they're made from synthetic materials, synthetic compounds, and that can make your bathtub a little bit harder to clean. They can stick to your skin and feel a little bit weird. So I wouldn't suggest using vegetable oil, but if that's what you have, canola oil is a great option, and this is a great time to add that. Now, I'll also add that if you're wanting to make your bath bombs, I don't know if you can see in the overhead, but currently we're working with all white powders, and that's totally great. For the bath bomb I'm going to make, I'm gonna do 2 kinds of bath bombs. Today. I'm going to make a funfetti bath bomb for some of the kids in my life that I'm going to send these bath bombs to a little bit later once they dry. And I'm also, for me and a couple of my girlfriends that I miss, I'm going to make some beautiful floral ones. So I have some dried flowers on hand. Now, what I'll say is you're going to want to add all of your liquid ingredients in this particular case. If you want to add color to yours, this is a step that will do that. I'm not adding color to mine, but in this case, if you want to, what I would suggest doing is adding a few drops to whatever color intensity you like to about I would say like a few tablespoons, like maybe 5 tablespoons of water. Add your food coloring to that water, to your water. And if you have a spray bottle on hand, a small spray bottle, I would suggest spraying it onto your bath bomb if that to the color intensity that you prefer. Do not pour it. If you pour the water into your mixture, it will cause the chemical reaction to happen immediately, and then there's gonna be no fizz when you get to your bathtub. But beyond that, we're all good to go. I'm keeping mine white so that my dry ingredients that we'll find out in just a second can really shine in this project, but this is that will be the perfect time to add after your liquids. Now to this I'm going to add about a half a cup of, what did I do with my measuring cup? It's in my baking soda still. So I'm going to add about a half a cup of my oil of choice to my mixture. So I'm just going to add this. Now this oil is going to be great on my skin. It's going to help condition and soften. Again, if I was using Epsom salt, once I'm soaking, it's going to get all in my muscles and help me to release any tension that's in there, making muscle soreness feel better. So I'm just going to set this off to the side, close up my oil. Okay, so here I am in my overhead, and I'm just going to be mixing in my oil to my dry ingredients. Awesome. This is a good time to use your hands for this project. And what you're going to want to do is get your dry ingredients to a nice dry sand type of consistency. I'm going to use my hands for this. So here I am incorporating the oil with my dry ingredients, and already I'm feeling the pinch test, which we talked about yesterday. The pinch test is already coming together just perfectly. If I squeeze it, it kind of stays together. Do you remember that from yesterday? The pinch test is going to come in handy with a lot of Fab Lab projects and probably any baking projects that you have at home. Awesome. This feels so good. I could legitimately just be squeezing and mixing my dry ingredients because it already feels next level. I can only imagine what this is going to look like when I actually get to the bathtub. Okay. So these are nice and incorporated. Awesome. Super fun to get your hands a little bit messy. You're gonna get a little double benefit because your hands are gonna get nice and conditioned from the oil that's being soaked up by the dry ingredients. Okay, so like I said, if I were using Epsom salt, usually the Epsom salts that I use already come fragranced, so I wouldn't normally have to add fragrance, but in this particular case, I'm not using Epsom salt today. And so I'm going to add a bit of beautiful essential oils. Now, I'm going to see what I want to use. I've got some citrus flavors, I've got some lemon scent, I've got some orange and tangerine. Ooh, I've got grapefruit. Let's do orange and grapefruit. So I'm going to add a few drops of essential oil to my project. Smells so good. I can't wait to get this in the bathtub. I also have some lavender on hand, and if you remember back to week 4, we talked about how lavender helps with, is an aromatherapy scent, and it helps with calming things down. If you need a little extra stress reduction, or if your parents do, it might be really thoughtful to use that. So I added my essential oils, and I'm just going to continue incorporating it. Now this will be the step that if you really wanted to add color to your bath bombs, this is the step that you would do that. Again, the way I recommend doing that is a few tablespoons of water in a small spray bottle if you have one on hand, and then spritzing it in 1 to 3 spritzes at a time, and then mixing, not pouring in the 5 tablespoons all at one time. You're going to want to spray and mix very slowly. and then continue to stir it and stir it and stir it until it's the color intensity that you like. Awesome. Now this smells magical. Now, like I said, I'm not going to add color to mine in the traditional way. I really like this sort of white. Once it dries, it'll look a little bit whiter. And I love the white backdrop for the two bath bomb types I'm going to make. I'm gonna make one for some of my older, like my age, lady friends, and I'm gonna make some for some of the kids in my life. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring another bowl, and I'm going to split this up a little bit. So I'm gonna add about a cup of my mixture. Whoop. Got a clump of oil in here, so I'm just going to get that out with some of the dry ingredients and mix it up a little bit more. Okay. Perfecto. So this one I'm going to use for one, and this one I'll use for another. Now, I'm going to make one for the older friends in my life. And for this, I'm gonna add some beautiful, beautiful dried flowers. Hopefully you can see this beautiful dried flower in the overhead. Now, I bought these probably, I have no idea, many months ago, and I hang them in my kitchen as a beautiful decoration, but also as safekeeping for when I'm ready to use dried flowers in Fab Lab projects just like this one. So here's my dried flower stock, and all I'm gonna do is take some of the petals off. Because they're super dry, it just kind of falls off on its own. Doesn't take a lot of work. And I can just kind of crumble it. Depending upon the type of petals you're using, you're definitely going to want to be gentler. These are pretty sturdy even when dry. The buds stay together, so I might try to peel a single leaf off at a time. But this looks pretty good as it is. And because I love the bluish purple color of these flowers, I'm gonna target the darker petals. Awesome, and get those in there. Awesome. So I'm just breaking my dried flowers along. Perfect. And I'm just going to remove a couple of the stems that are a little bit more obvious. There we go. Don't need stems in my bathtub. Awesome. Okay, this looks pretty good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to dump them right on in, and I'm going to mix them up. Doesn't that look beautiful? Oh my gosh, this looks so pretty. Bath bombs make an awesome gift for friends, for teachers, for family members, for yourself. How pretty does that look? Awesome. So here is my dried flower bath bomb option. And then for some of the kids in my life, when I was young, one of my favorite things in the whole world was funfetti cake, right? So for this, I'm going to use some multicolored sprinkles. Yes, sprinkles that you get in the baking aisle. Super simple, very inexpensive, super accessible. And I'm going to add my sprinkles just like I did my flowers. And I'm just going to add, that looks like a cupcake. That looks like cupcake batter almost. So I'm just gonna add some sprinkles. Now sprinkles are essentially just sugar and food coloring. That's pretty literally the exact ingredient. Oh, and there's cornstarch in this one. What do you know? So I'm gonna just add the funfetti, mix the sprinkles to my mix. Make sure your younger kids or your younger siblings don't accidentally eat this because it's looking delicious. Okay, so cute. And you're just gonna mix it. Perfecto. Awesome. Okay, and so now all I'm going to do is grab my good old mini pie tins, or excuse me, my good old muffin tins. And the same thing that I did with my dishwasher and toilet blasters, I'm just going to take my pinch test approved mixture, and I'm going to press them into my mini molds. If you don't have mini pie tins and you've got, say, a cookie cutter, or you have really fun shaped cupcake holders or cookie bakers or ice trays, you can totally use this. Some friends prefer to use those classic bath bomb sphere molds, which are perfectly good to use. I sometimes have a hard time finding them or feeling like they're affordable. They can be, sometimes, $20 or more just for a kit of a few of them. I just skip that completely, and I just stick with what I have on hand. And in this case, it's my mini muffin tins, but it might be an ice tray for you. It will still be beautiful. It will still be fabulous. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a spoon right over here. Here I go. And I'm just gonna use the spoon to help me get them into my pie tins. I'm going to, and because I want these to be a little extra fabulous, I'm gonna start with my funfetti mixture. So I'm just gonna add a few sprinkles to the bottom of my tins, just for extra cuteness. Just a few of them. I should have enough to make 6 of these. So here I go, adding some sprinkles to the bottom. That part's totally optional. And now I'm just going to spoon in the mixture, and I'm going to press. Spoon and press, just like this. Spoon it on in and press it down. So good. Spoon and press. Yes, this is such an easy, beautiful, sweet project. Only requires 3 main ingredients. You've got your 2 dry ingredients that cause the chemical reaction, your sodium bicarbonate or your baking soda, and your citric acid. You can also use, again, that 3rd ingredient is very important for helping your mixture to be moist enough to be molded. In our case, we used oil. Oil also helps keep the skin nice and conditioned. If you don't have any oil on hand, or if you don't want to use oil because you're worried or your family is worried about getting it stuck on the bathtub, that's totally fine. You can use water, but again, we mentioned spritzing your water, one spritz at a time, just so that you don't cause your chemical reaction by pouring it in, because water is the key to setting off your Fab Lab chemical reaction in your bathtub. Cool. So I'm just spooning. I hope you all are following along with me. If you don't have citric acid, if you can't find it, I mentioned in the ingredients list that you can also grab some lemons. Lemon juice will have just enough citric acid in it to help set off that chemical reaction. So what I would suggest is the same thing as with adding your color and water mixture via spritzer. I would put my lemon juice, because lemon juice includes water. I'd spray my lemon juice in 1 spritz at a time. It can take a bit longer and require quite a bit of patience, but it'll help get the job done. And if you don't have lemons, and if you can't find citric acid, you can totally use baking powder for this project. I've seen recipes that use baking powder and cornstarch, baking powder and cream of tartar. We used cream of tartar in one of the Fab Lab Play-Doh recipes, so you might have some of that on hand. Cream of tartar can be a little expensive sometimes, so it's not exactly entirely accessible. But if you have it on hand, that would also work. And I've been testing recipes that don't include citric acid for this project, which is a key ingredient in helping the chemical reaction happen. And sometime later this week, once these bath bombs are nice and dry, I'm going to do a bit of an experiment on my Instagram Live to see which recipe will fizz as well, if not better, than the citric acid baking soda recipe. So make sure your family is following us on the Fab Lab HQ Instagram handle so you guys can get notified when we do that experiment, probably tomorrow or Friday. So great. Okay, awesome. So my Funfetti bath bombs are in their molds, ready to get nice and set up. Oh, these look so cute and so super cool. Adore. Adore, adore, adore. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is add my flour mixture. And so kind of the same deal here. I'm going to add some dried flowers to the bottom of each of my, ooh, that's gonna be so pretty. To the bottom of each of my little molds. I'm gonna try and avoid the stems, but it's okay. The stems add a bit of color and excitement to each one also. You don't have to do this. This is just an extra Fab Lab step. Totally not necessary to do it if you're just making quick ones. And also dried flowers, sprinkles, glitter, not necessary for this project at all. I just like to have a few different variations for pizzazz. And like I said, they're beautiful to give as gifts. It's so nice to have a few bath bombs just kind of hanging out in your little, like in a bathroom or in your on your vanity. Depending upon how you package them, they can be quite beautiful to just have around and get you excited for bath time. Oh, and if you wanted to make these foamy, once they activate, you could also add a few tablespoons of Castile soap or even just bubble bath. Oh, this is gonna be so nice. All right, friends, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna spoon and I'm gonna press. I'm gonna spoon and I'm going to press. And when I'm done spooning and pressing, I'm gonna set these off to the side to dry overnight. Now they are going to harden and become bath bombs that you can just pop out and look really beautiful. Like I said, make sure you're following us on Instagram and on Facebook when we post photos tomorrow of our final project, or excuse me, our final product. And then stay tuned because we are totally going to use them in our Fab Lab bath. We're gonna head over to our awesome active hour while I finish up this pouring and pressing process. So go ahead, if you're not finished, you can keep going with me, or you can go put on your active hour outfit, wash your hands, and meet me in the active hour coming up next. Awesome. It is Crazy Aunt Lindsay, and I'm here with Coach Ace, and you friends are in the active hour. Coach Ace is going to take us through some awesome exercises, and then, well, you'll just have to see. Awesome. Take it away, Coach Ace.
Yeah, all right, Fab Labbers. We're going to get it going with just a quick warm-up to get ourselves going. Remember, always doing whatever we do. Remember to always smile. Remember to always be in good spirits, and always enjoy yourself while we're making it happen. So we're going to start it off nice and big with some bounces. We're going to go up and down just on the back or the front. Wherever you are, you just want to bounce just a little bit. Start to actively get into whatever you're doing. Let it all loose. Shake your arms out while you start to bounce as we start to make this movement. We're going to count it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. We start our second bounce this time around. We're just going to bounce to the side to side, every single time, slowly. Still getting our heart rates up, still making big movements, still enjoying what we got going on. Roll your shoulders back, keep your chest up, bring those elbows in nice and tight as you bounce to the left and right of your mat every single time. We start our 10-second countdown. 10, 9, count with me, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done, Fab Labbers. We keep moving on. We got arm rows. Take your arms all the way out. Fingertips spread out nice and wide, and we just make tiny little circles. Tiny little circles. You don't have to stay in one spot. You can move and move around the room as long as you're moving your arms nice and easy. And from this point, we slowly start to make them a little bit bigger, rounding it all the way out. Crazy Aunt Lindsey fell into the tree. As we roll those arms around, we slowly bring them back to tiny movements, taking them backwards this time around. Rotate around, keep it rolling, keep it feeling good, all the way around, and then we make the movements bigger, all the way around, bringing them all the way back up every single time. Nicely done. We take it. We keep with the warm up. We're gonna go right into a knee grab. Find some placement on your mat. Bring your right knee all the way up. Nice and easy. Take that right hand, grab the front portion of that knee, pull it all the way up. We hold nice and tight. Flex that toe up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah. Second leg, bring it all the way up. Left leg comes all the way up. Grab the front portion of that knee. We start that 10 count one more time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As we keep moving with that little bit of a warm up, take those arms out in front of you nice and wide. Spread those fingertips out. All we do is turn the palms up, take them back down. Turn them up and down. Let me see the bottoms of your hands. Flip them back over every single time. Remember to go. We start our 10 count. Crazy Aunt Lindsey, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And for the last bit of a warm up, we're gonna take our arms from this position. Bring them all the way up. Nice and easy. Bend those legs as you bring them all the way up. Take those thumbs to the back of the room. We take them all the way down. We go up one more time just to get it going. Fish it all the way up. Slight bend. Bring it all the way back up. All right, Fab Labs, now that we've got that warm up in, it is time to slowly start to get into our workout and pick up where we left off. We're gonna start with a little bit of lower body, which means we're gonna divide it in half, and we're gonna start with the section from this section all the way down. And then we're gonna work with the upper body. We're gonna go from this section all the way back up, and then we'll hit the midsection for a little bit of abs, and then we'll combine everything and make it into one total body exercise. So as we get ready to go down to the ground, we're gonna start. So get your feet shoulder width apart. We're gonna go right into some simple squats today. So all we do is push our hips back, keep your hands up to the front, and then slowly bring those hips back up. Drive it all the way down. Remember to smile. Bring it all the way back up. Take it all the way back, palms up towards the sky as like you're asking for something, and then we bring it all the way back up, and then we take it all the way back down. We're gonna speed it up here just a little bit, and we're gonna knock out 10 of these together. Crazy Aunt Lindsey, are we ready to go?
I think so.
Let's roll, we count it out, let's go. 10, up, 9, up, 8, up, 7, up, 6, up, 5, up, 4, looking good, folks. 3, all right, Fab Labbers. 2, we've got one more to go. And 1, nicely done. Give yourself a round of applause for knocking that one out. Elbows, and we move on. We're gonna take it to a lunge. So find yourself a big enough space so that we can go to the front of our mat or to the back of the room. So we're gonna take this right leg, step it up forward, drop it down 90 degrees, push yourself all the way back up every single time. Take it down, squeeze, shift your weight back every time. Down, there you go. You look good out there. Take it all the way back up. All the way down, nicely done. Push it all the way back. We start our 10 count, Crazy Aunt Lindsey. It's time to roll.
Starting.
Let's go. 10, drive it back. 9, looking good, folks. 8, there you go.
7.
There you go. 6, make it big, scream it out. 5, there you go. 4, 3, there you go. 2, last one. 1, yay! And we move to the opposite side. Left side, take that big step forward and drop that back knee down. Bring it all the way back up. Push it up. Let's go. Nice and easy. You're feeling this in that front part of that leg. Bring it all the way back. It's time to start that 10 count as we roll. Get ready. 10, Nice. 9. Wonderful. 8. There you go. I see those smiles. 7. 8. 6. There you go. 5. 4. 3. Nicely done. 2. Last one. Whoa. Woo. Clap it out for yourselves. Give yourself a round of applause. And just when you thought we were done with that, we take it to the opposite direction this time around. Instead of stepping forward, we're gonna step it back. Same degree, same move forward. Take it back. Let's go crazy on Lindsey as we roll today. Oh yeah, taking it back. And then we squeeze to the front. Taking it back,
oh my God.
Squeeze to the front. Let it burn today. We start our 10 count a little bit early this time. 10, there you go. Let that sweat start happening. 9, there you go. 8, we're remembering to breathe. 7, keep it rolling. 6, we start to get down. 5, wonderful. 4, there you go. 3, 2, make that big movement. Last one. 1, yeah. And we move to the opposite leg to keep it rolling again. Left side, take it all the way back. Squeeze and get yourself back to the top. Take it down and squeeze and get back up to the top. Take it down and up. Your 10 count starts now. 10, let's go Fab Labbers. 9, there you go. 8, I hear you out there breathing. 7, you're having fun. 6, scream it out loud. Give me 5, there you go. 4, look alive. 3, nice. 2, and that last one, take it down. Yeah, crazy on Lindsey already knows where we're going, so we're gonna drop down to the ground right along with her this time around. From here, we're gonna get our feet nice and flat to the ground. All you're gonna do is lay it all the way back. Let your neck and head relax. Take all 5 or all 10 of your fingers, make a connection with that ground. From here, drive that right leg up. Your heel goes up, toe points towards you. We drive those hips all the way up and squeeze at the top. Let it down. Squeeze at the top. Let it down. Squeeze at the top of Lindsey. We start our 10 count. Let's go. We've got 10. Let it down. 9. Let it down. Remember to squeeze at the top. 8. Make it a big one. 7. Drive that leg up towards the ceiling. 6. Even though I can't see you, remember to smile. 5. There you go. 4. Driving it up. 3. Nicely done. 2. And then we go one more, big one. And then slowly let it down. We rotate to the opposite leg. We're gonna do the same thing we just did on that leg and make it even better this time around.
You got this, guys. Do what you can.
There you go. Same attitude as crazy on Lindsey. Bring that leg all the way up. All 10 fingers make a connection to the ground. Relax your neck. Drive that heel all the way up towards that sky. Slowly let it down. Drive up. And then slowly let it come down. One more time, all the way up. And now we've got the practice out of the way. Let's move, count to 10. 10, there you go. 9, 8, let me hear it. 7, there you go. 6, make it big. 5, there you go. 4, you're looking good out there. 3, there you go. 2, we got one more to go. Drop it all the way up. Woo! Nicely done, Fab Labbers. As we continue to keep rolling, no need to get up. We stay down right where we are. We're gonna roll right into a little bit of abs. We hit our midsection. And then we did our bottom. We're gonna do our midsection, then we'll make it up to the top. So from here, we got it very easy. Both feet go nice and flat again. You're gonna lay it all the way back. Take your hands slightly behind your head. We're gonna come all the way up to a sit-up, all the way to the top. And then slowly let ourselves come all the way down. You can even put your hands on your shoulders as you drive it up and slowly take it back down. Remember, at any point today, if you feel like you need to take a quick break or grab yourself some water, do so. Take whatever you need and we keep moving. We start our 10 count this time around. Crazy on Lindsey's coming with me. We've got 10.
Go 10.
There you go. We've got 9. Smile. We've got 8. Hopefully you're having fun. 7. There you go. 6, 5, nice. 4, 3, 2, elbows, elbows, elbows to make it complete. We keep rolling. We keep going in that midsection. We've got crunches coming your way. Instead of a full sit-up, we're only gonna do half, just bringing your shoulder blades up. So from here, feet are gonna be shoulder width apart. We're gonna take our hands all the way down, and we're gonna slowly come up just a little bit and put it back down towards the ground. Bring it up, shoulder blades up, tap your head back to the ground. Bring it all the way up, and then slowly bring it down. We've got 10 to get ourselves started. We roll into it. Bring it up, that's 10. Take it down. Bring it up, that's 9. Take it down. Up for 8, down. Up for 7, down. Nice. Up for 6, down. Up for 5, down. Up for 4, down. Up for 3, down. Up for 2, down. Last one, all the way up. Woo! And then slowly let it go. We keep rolling today. All we're gonna do is flip our legs around. We bring it all the way to hands and knees this time around. So from this point, we're gonna take our hands and we're gonna walk our legs all the way out. And we're gonna hold ourselves up. From here, we're gonna add a little bit of a shoulder tap today if you want to. If that's too much for you, you're gonna drop down to your knees and we're gonna still hold on to that shoulder tap, but we're gonna also do it together at the same time. So get yourself set up, we walk those legs back, we come up to that high plank, and from here we start our taps, we count them out, 10 on each side.
I'm gonna stay on my knees.
10, on Crazy on Lindsay's on her knees, 10, we keep rolling. 9, nicely done over there, 9, I see you. 8, come on Fab Labbers, 8, 7, nice, 7, 6, looking good out there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Nicely done. Hopefully you've worked up a sweat. Shake it out just a little bit. Take some time to wipe off your brow to get some of that sweat out of your eye. And we keep rolling. We're gonna stay in this position. We take it down to the ground. Knees and hands. From here, you're going to extend either your right and left leg or your left hand and your right leg. So from here, you take it all the way back, extend, bring it up, take it back down to the ground. We switch to the opposite side every single time, bringing it back down. Now we add Crazy on Lindsay into it. We do our 10 count and we keep rolling. Drop it down. We ready to go? We count it out. The first one goes out. Left arm, right leg. Take it out. 10. Swap it out. 9. Swap it out. 8, swap it out. 7, swap it out. 6, there you go. 5, 4, nice. 3, there you go. 2, look alive. And 1. Nicely done, folks. You're looking good out there. Smile. Remember, everything's okay. And then we're going to take it down. We've got one more left to go. It's a single leg V-up this time around. We'll lay it all the way out. Legs will extend. From here, you'll bring your hands up, reach towards your toe, take it back down every single time. Swap it out. Crazy on Lindsay joins in. We start with a count of 10. Each one is 1, 2, and we roll right through it. As we take it all the way up, let's roll it there. We take it up. That's 10. Nice. Let your abs talk to you. 9, 8, wonderful. 7, how we doing over there, Crazy on Lindsay? There you go. 6, there you go. 5, it's okay if you can't talk. 4, you're putting in all the work today, I feel it. 3, big movements. 2, we've got one more to go. Last one, all the way up, bring it up, and 1. Nicely done. Elbows to Aunt Lindsay over there.
How are you guys doing? Woo!
Hopefully you're doing well. And now we move up to upper body. We're going to stay right where we are for this one, so keep in mind. We lay it all the way out this time around. When we lay it out, we extend those arms and those legs, and it's almost like we're in a swimming pool.
Like swimming.
Swimming, and we swim. If you want to make the movement bigger, make it bigger. We'll count it out. We'll do a 10 count. And then we'll be done with it. Take your arms all the way out. Lay them out straight. We get ready to flutter and we count down as one big group. Ready to go, Crazy on Lindsay?
I'm ready to go.
We're rolling. Let's roll. We go 10, 9, 8. Let me hear you. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, woo. Nicely done. We're going to come up to a full-on stance. You've been down on the ground for way too long. Time to stand up and have a little bit of fun. We're going to work it out with a nice series of punches and jabs today as we get it rolling around.
But don't punch or jab your siblings.
There you go. Only the air. So shake it out one good time. Give your arms a big movement. Round them out. Feel good. Give me that one more smile. And then we set it up nice and easy. Take those hands. Both hands we cover up our face. We've got our left leg out front. Right leg is back. From here we're going to jab. 1. Bring it back. Jab. 2. Bring it back. Jab. 3. Bring it back. Jab. 4. Nicely done. Cover that face. 5. Look alive and smile. 6. You're looking good out there. 7. Nicely done. 8. Come on. 2 more to go. 9. Last one. Drive it out. And 10. Those shoulders are burning. We swap sides. Same setup. Take that right leg to the front. Left leg back. Hands protect your face. We shoot it out. For 1. Bring it back. 2. Nicely done. 3. 4. There you go. 5. Remember to keep that hand covering that face. 6. 7. 8. 9. 1 more to go. And 10. Nicely done, folks. Give yourselves a round of applause. We've knocked out the 2 upper bodies and we close it out. We got 2 total bodies to get you going. A series of jumping jacks start us out. Nice and easy. You'll find your placement on your mat. Bring the feet in nice and tight. Hands come right to the side as you jump. You take them up, legs come out. As you come back in, we bring them back in. We go together as a count. We'll do 20 of these just to get the heart rate up, just to feel good. Shake it out. Feel good, Fab Labbers. Let's get going and bring it all the way up. Let's go. 10. There you go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make it big. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Woo! Don't you feel good?
Take that, jumping jack.
There you go. Defeating and conquering one at a time. And from there, we're going to take it down to the ground for just a little bit of total body. We're going to add a little bit of inchworm to it, keeping it nice and simple. So step all the way back away from the string. Set yourself all the way up. All we do is we take those arms, we float them up nice and big. And once you get them nice and big, you give me a nice forward fold from here. Make a connection with the ground. Walk your hands all the way out. Take it all the way, nice and easy, nice and still. From here, all you do is walk those hands all the way back. And once you get to the top, slowly unfold, bring those hands back up to the top. Nice and done. We're gonna add 5 of those to what we got going on. And once we're done with that 5, we continue to move on. Take those arms all the way up. Give me a nice forward fold, fold in half. Walk yourself all the way back out to that high plank. Remember, we're still smiling, we're still feeling good. From here, walk it all the way back towards your toes. Slowly come all the way up, fold up. That's 5. We keep rolling, take it down. All the way in half, nice. Crazy, Lindsey is rolling today. Fab Lab is pushing all the way back up, nice and easy. Show me how strong you are as you bring those arms all the way up. And then we slowly take them down. We've got 3 more to go. Walking it all the way out. Find that hold. Shift that weight back. Walk your hands back towards those toes. Let those arms come all the way up, nice and big. We've got 2 more to go this time around. All the way out. Look alive out there.
Woo!
Please, we push it all the way back up one more time, and we bring those arms all the way up. And then we got 1 more big one. Make this your best one. Fold in half. Walk it all the way out. Hold on to it once you got it. Push it all the way back. And once you get to the top of that, you stand it all the way back up. Nicely done today, Fab Labbers. Awesome. We're gonna go through a wonderful cool down really quickly, just to let your body come back down from where you are. And then Crazy on Lindsey will take us out from there. So from there, we're gonna go to all around the world. So take those arms all the way up, almost like we're circling the globe. Let them touch. And then we take it all the way back down. We do 2 more of those. Make it big. Let those fingertips touch. Take it all the way back down. We got 1 more to go. 1 more. Big, 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 big. Ah, nice, and let it go. Nice and easy. From here, there you go. Nice shake out of Crazy on Lindsey. Bring those arms all the way up this time around. Let that hand fold down. Right arm comes down to the center of your back. Just in case you were wondering what it looks like. We try and touch this spot. We hold for a count of 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take them all the way back up. We swap it all the way back out. Other side, remember we're touching in the center of our back. We count it out together. 4, 3, 2, And one. Nicely done, Fab Labbers. We keep rolling. So we take our feet out nice and wide, and from this position, you're gonna shift it over, take your forearm, just lay it right on top of your knee. You feel that little bit of a stretch. Look down at the ground. Remembering happy stuff, remembering to smile, remembering to feel good about your movements. And once you've taken it there and you feel it a little bit, we swap it out. Nice, crazy on Lindsey. And you drop it down. If you want to go nice and low like her, take it that way. Tip your toe up towards the ground. You come up on your hip and keep your chest up nice and proud. Letting it all feel good as we slowly release all the things we've done to our bodies today. We bring it all the way back up. And from here, you give me that last big all around the world as we take it all the way up. One big movement. Breathe. Nicely done. And let it go. Nice job today, folks. Check it out.
Awesome. Coach Ace, thank you so much. Make sure you check out Coach Ace on Instagram and all of the places that are going to be linked down below. I'm going to go wash my hands, wipe off my face, and meet you in the Fab Lab lunchbox. See you soon. running. Hi everyone, Crazy Aunt Lindsay, and you friends are in the Fab Lab lunchbox. I am so excited to be here because today we are making Fab Lab crudité. Oh yes, I said crudité. What the heck is crudité? It's just vegetables, my friend. If you remember, Monday was Plant Appreciation Day, and we appreciate plants here in the Fab Lab because not only are they super scientific, but they help us breathe. They are making our bodies extra strong and super healthy, which is very important right now. And so this project will double, I'm out of breath. This project is going to be super awesome because not only are we going to get super tasty, ultra beautiful vegetables all ready to go, but we're going to make a super special sauce to go with them. We're going to make a beautiful peanut butter crudité sauce. Are you all ready? Awesome. So for this project, all you're going to need is a couple of things. Some peanut butter, a lime or a lemon if you have one handy, a little bit of a wedge of tofu if your family enjoys tofu, some honey, some soy sauce, some ginger, and if you have it on hand, you can, actually that's it. That's all that it takes. Oh, and the blender. That's what you're going to need for today's project. So this is a cook-free raw vegetable recipe that is an awesome snack, but the way we're going to make it today, it's going to be perfect for a super quick finger lunch. So the first thing you're going to do is get your blender cup going. I'm using my hand blender that I used to make my Fab Lab seed bombs in with a different top, of course. So grab your container. If you want to use a real blender, go for it, like a nice big supercharged one. This is awesome for that. It'll go super, super quick. Make sure you have parental supervision, and make sure, of course, your hands are nice and washed and ready to go. We already washed our hands, so I'm just going to jump into this project. So all you need to do for this is grab about a cup of peanut butter. Again, if you are allergic to peanut butter or tree nuts, you might want to opt for a nice sunflower seed butter or safflower seed butter, another seed-based butter. Nuts and seeds are in the legume family, but they function differently. So if tree nuts are not for you, this is a great project for a nice seed butter that you can get in most health food stores, and now a lot of major grocery stores have great seed butter options. So we're going to do about a cup of this, and I'm going to grab a spoon. And I'm going to eyeball about a cup of peanut butter. This is probably about 2 cups of peanut butter. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. You can't go wrong with this. So if you do more peanut butter than you intended or than the recipe calls for, it's totally okay. All right, so I've got about a cup of peanut butter in here, and I'll leave this to the side just in case I want to add more. Awesome sauce. And then the next thing I'm going to do is add my lime. Here's my lime that I used. I love limes, they're adorable. And they add great flavor. So I'm just gonna add just a couple tablespoons. Limes have that citric acid in it. We did a great chemistry project with citric acid this morning. Citric acid is going to be the key ingredient that helps this to taste a little bit sour. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to do is add a bit of soy sauce. Oop, I'll put this here. I'll put that there. So add a bit of soy sauce. And I think about like a tablespoon is good for this. Awesome. And then you're going to add your tofu. Now tofu is an amazing plant-based protein. Our bodies need 3 macros to function its best. We need protein, we need fat, and we need carbohydrates. Now, soy is an incredible plant-based protein source. We're gonna get our fat from our awesome nut butters. And then to this, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of one of my favorites, honey. We've been seeing these exact ingredients in so many of our Fab Lab recipes over the past couple of weeks, as that is. So I'm gonna eyeball about 2 tablespoons of honey. That's probably a little bit more than 2 tablespoons, but that's okay. Alrighty. And then to taste, I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt, just a pinch of it. Salt helps the sweet flavors really come out. Salt is a flavor enhancer. So any of the hidden flavors that your tongue is gonna have a hard time picking up, this is gonna help really bring it to the front when you get it in your mouth. So just a pinch of salt is good for this project, and you won't be able to really taste it once you get it in there. Okay, awesome job, friends. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna add my I'm gonna add my ginger. I'm gonna add my ginger to this. Now for this project, here's my ginger that you can see in the overhead. This is my ginger. I already chopped it up a bit. This particular recipe would be best if you were to juice your ginger into your blender, but if you don't have a juicer, that's totally okay. You can get a little extra fiber going by finely chopping, using your Fab Lab knife skills or having an adult do this part, finely chopping your ginger and then just adding a nice healthy pinch to your blender. Because we're gonna blend it, it's gonna get all nice and incorporated. You won't be able to see it, but like I said, juicing it would be the best for this project. Okay, here we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is do my best to get my peanut butter down to the bottom. And then I'm gonna send it over to my kitchen blender. You ready? Alrighty, friends. Now I'm just gonna blend. I'm just over here at my blender. I have my peanut butter is really thick. So, there we go. We can see it going. And the peanut butter is kind of going down. It's getting all incorporated. Now, if it's a little bit too thick, to this I'm going to add a bit of hot water, about a 1/4 cup of hot water. If I was using a countertop, like one of those really fancy countertop blenders that I don't really recommend for kids to use, then what I would do is I would have the hot water ready and I would pour it into the top, but I don't have one of those. Instead, I have just my blender cup, which I highly recommend for kids. Oh my gosh, do you see this in the overhead? How gorgeous is this? It looks almost like peanut butter ice cream. Ah, there goes the air bubble. Shot right out. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to my Fab Lab sink and I'm gonna get some hot water from my Fab Lab spout. If you don't have a Fab Lab spout, you can definitely use just regular old hot water from your sink, or you can boil it. Having an adult boil some water on the end on the stovetop is going to be a great way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake this up to get the liquidy substances all incorporated. I'm going to go back to my Fab Lab spout. Oh, look at this. Already, I'm right here in the overhead. Already the consistency has gotten so great. Do you remember the difference? So I'm gonna add just a little bit more. I probably added like maybe 2-ish tablespoons. I'm gonna add a few more, up to a quarter cup of water to help the consistency along. That might be a little bit watery. Okay, but that's okay because I've got some peanut butter at the bottom. So if you're having any trouble with this project, friends, if you're having any trouble getting the liquids going, it's totally okay. You can also use a spoon, which is probably a good time for Crazy and Lindsey to use a spoon. So I'm gonna grab my peanut butter spoon out of my peanut butter bowl. And I'm gonna hang out over here and I'm just gonna mix some of it in. Oh, there it all goes. There it is. Nice. Awesome. Blending and stirring is gonna be the key action in today's lunch project for this awesome crudité sauce. It's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna taste amazing, and it's gonna really help our vegetables to shine in this project. Now again, if you're just joining us, welcome to the Fab Lab Lunchbox. Today we're making Fab Lab crudité for kids. We're making a great nut butter dip for our vegetables. And right now we've got some peanut butter, tofu, some lime juice, honey, soy sauce, and a pinch of salt, plus a little bit of water to help our consistency along. And now I'm gonna go back over and I'm just gonna blend. So much better. You can shake it a little bit. I love hand blenders for kids because you really can't get it wrong. There aren't any giant pieces that kids need to be fussing with. They're super economical. I think I got mine for, it was the hand blender plus about 5 of the cups, 3 to 5 of the cups, lots of different tops and different blade options. I think I got it on sale for about $20 or $30 at my local Target store. It's a great starter blender or just a great option to have on hand. Okay, awesome. Oh, and there's also a bit of ginger in here also. Okay, let's see. Oh, that looks fantastic. Let's see here. Alrighty, I'm just gonna stir it up and see if this is the consistency that I would like. I'm gonna smell it. I think I wanna add a bit more ginger to this, just because I love ginger in general. Again, it's best in this project to juice your ginger into this project. But if you don't have a juicer on hand, or if you don't have one of those like squeezy like garlic press things on hand, the garlic press would be perfect for this project to get the juice out of your ginger. But if you don't have one of those on hand, that's totally fine. You can just do a quick fine chop, have an adult do a quick fine chop, and then add it to your blender. And I think I'm also going to add, I'm going to taste this really quickly. I'm going to use my finger. That's super delicious. I'm going to wash my hands because I licked my fingers. It tastes so delicious. I'm going to get a little bit of soap going on my fingers. We're doing this in real time together. If you are doing this with me, I would love to see you in your kitchens making your Fab Lab crudité sauce. If not, you can follow along and tag me on Instagram later on at the Fab Lab HQ. I would love to see what recipes you guys cook up in your fabulous laboratory. Okay, so I want this to be a little bit more savory. It's got a great amount of sweetness, so I'm going to add just a little bit more soy sauce. If you have tahini, you can use tahini. If you have coconut aminos or even soy aminos, it has a very like a nice savory soy sauce flavor without being soy based. Tahini is a gluten-free option if you have if you're gluten sensitive, if your family's not that into gluten. I just added a little bit more salt and soy sauce, and I'm going to add just a squeeze more lemon juice. I already added a little extra ginger to mine, and so here I go. I'm going to go back to the blender for one more round, and then we'll be all good to move on to our vegetables. Awesome. Okay, so this is going to be great. I'm just going to set this aside, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just get started on my vegetables. I'm going to move these off to the side a bit so I got a little bit more room. So like I said, friends, fruits and vegetables are really the star of this show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a plate and a nice little bowl. I'm just going to put my bowl inside of my plate and set it off to the side. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to put my peanut butter dip into my bowl. Let's see. I don't know what I did with my spoon. Gonna grab a new spoon. Awesome. Oh, so delicious. Now again, this is a little tofu, some peanut butter, 2 awesome sources of plant protein. We've got about almost 2 cups of this, so this is going to be an incredible lunch portion for any kid, but if you're sharing it, this would be great to use as a wonderful snack. Awesome. Awesome. So there's my sauce, and now it's time for the vegetables. So here we've got some peppers, and all I'm going to do is wash them, which I've already done. And then next, I'm gonna just cut them. Now I'm gonna start from the bottom. Some people like to cut them down the middle. Some people like to start at the top. But starting at the top, I can feel that there are lots of seeds in here. So I'm gonna start at the bottom so I don't have to worry about coring it. So we're gonna just cut these awesome, beautiful peppers to make these great rounds. So great. Awesome. As you can see those seeds in there. Look at how cool those are. Awesome. And then I have my rings. I can leave them as rings if I like, but I'm gonna cut them because this is gonna be a great finger food project, finger food lunch. So I'm gonna just make my little, get some of the white skin out. There we go. And then I'm just gonna add it to my plate. So good. These are so sweet. I love peppers. I love different color peppers. We've got we've got yellow ones and we've got green ones today. Red ones have tons of beta carotene in it. Lots of vitamin C in peppers. So wonderful. Awesome. Okay. Oh, and you know what? I love peppers, so I'm gonna do these giant wedges. If you remember, we used these to make our peppy eggs last week. Such a fun recipe. Awesome. Move my discards over. So then I'm just gonna do the same thing to my green pepper. Super good. Not too much green. And then same thing, I'm gonna cut them in half and I'm gonna plate them just like this. So cute. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Awesome. So good. Get those seeds out of there. Boop. So we're just cutting and plating. Next I'm gonna do apples. These are washed. This one has a bit of a sticker on it. That's okay. So I'm just going to slice my apples. And then I'm going to get the core out. So I've got apples 2 ways. I've got 2 color apples, and I've got my 2 peppers. You can use any vegetables that you like. I'm vegetables and fruit, dippable vegetables, dippable fruits. For me, that's apples and peppers. So nice. But for you, that could be anything else. The Fab Lab is all about being creative, having a great time, trying new things, giving everything a nice try. Sometimes, I remember when I was a kid, I thought that I didn't like certain vegetables. I thought that I didn't like certain fruits. And then when I tried them, it turns out that I really, really liked them. So this is a great opportunity to get to know new fruits and vegetables with things that you already know that you like. Look at how pretty this is. Look at how pretty this is. So sweet. Awesome. And then to finish up, I'm gonna add just a few carrot chips. Oh, this is fantastic. Carrot chips, apple wedges, pepper strips. Here you go, my sweet and glorious Fab Labulous friends. Here is your beautiful Fab Lab crudité. I hope that you enjoy your lunch. I'm going to get this in my face, and I'll meet you in our next community class.
My name is Eva Kelly and I own Offbeat Art Parties, and I'm here today to teach you how to draw and paint or color a cute little whale. I'm so excited. So let me get us all adjusted and let's start drawing, okay? Alrighty. I'm so excited to be making art with you all today on the Fab Lab. I hope you've been enjoying your time with crazy Aunt Lindsay. All right, we're all set. So what we're gonna need today to make our whales is definitely a pencil for drawing, okay? And we're gonna start with that. If you want to be painting, then I suggest getting white and black paint, and definitely blue, and then any other colors that you like, okay? So today I have blue and green and purple, some pink, some black, and some white. If you don't have paints at home, you can still do this project with me. You'll just, instead of using paint to color it in, you can use crayon or marker or watercolor, whatever you have. You could even just use your pencil and make it a black and white drawing, okay? And then another thing you're going to need is a big brush, a medium brush, and a small brush. All right, and I can show you what that looks like. So today, here's my big brush, here's my medium brush, and here's my little brush, okay? And then for the outlines, I'm going to be using this cool paint pen. They're Posca markers, and they are my favorite. It's fun to paint rocks with these and a whole bunch of stuff. So if your parent wants to get you something like this, very useful. Otherwise, you can just use a Sharpie, or if you're using colored pencils and crayons and stuff, you can just use a Crayola black marker, or you can use paint, okay? Alrighty. Are we ready? So as we start sketching with our pencil, make sure you're drawing really lightly. I'm going to draw dark so you guys can see what I'm doing here, but you guys can draw nice and light. So we are going to start with a nice big upside down U, kind of, or a sad face. All right, we're going to start about an inch or so in our paper. Okay, you see that? I'll draw it a little darker. Definitely don't draw as hard as I'm drawing. And then attached to that, I'm going to draw a happy face. What? It's like a stretched out S. And then for the tail, it's like two leaves that are stuck together, or two parentheses that are kissing on top. Okay, and we're going to have two of those. You see that? I'm going to adjust my paper a little bit so you guys can see both. Alrighty. And then, where we did our sad face, the upside down U thing, we're going to be adding a skinny V. Sideways skinny V. It's almost like a Pac-Man, if you know what that is. Okay? And then next we're drawing the whale's chin. So we're going to go under, and then we're going to connect it with a curved line all the way to the tail. Oops, sorry I bumped you. All right, now we have the shape of our whale. That wasn't too hard, right? Now we're going to draw the whale's belly. And all that is a big arch, just like that. Okay? Okay, next we're going to draw the water. Now, we want this, our whale is going to have a blowhole. We can actually draw that first. So we're going to have a little smiley face on the top of his head, and it's going to have upside down raindrops coming out of it. Woohoo! He's having so much fun in the ocean. Alrighty. Get rid of, once we paint that in, a lot of those lines are going to disappear. So our water, you can see on this painting, the water kind of dips underneath the whale so that the whale's head is sticking out. Okay, so let's start with that one. It's a big smiley face. Once you hit your whale, lift your pencil up. You can still pretend like you're drawing it, and then put your pencil back down on the other side of his head and finish that smiley. All right, and the rest of the water is just little smileys that are connected to that one. Oh, and I made my whale tip out of the water, or my tail tip out of the water. So I'm going to do that same trick. I'm going to go, and once I hit the tail, I'll lift my pencil up, pretend like I'm drawing, and then put it back down. Boom. We've got water. Look at you guys, professional artists. Okay. So this drawing has 2 water thingies, but we're going to draw that one later after the paint dries. So just don't worry about the second one. We're just doing that top one. So next we're going to be drawing in our seaweed, and then if you want to put these like little arch rainbow rock things down here, you can do that. Or you could add fish. I mean, your whale could be in space for all I care. Do what you want. Make it your own. That's the wonderful thing about an artist's brain, is everybody has different ideas. And everybody's an artist in their own way. So there's some of my seaweed. And here I'm going to draw some more on this side. And I like to make them all different measurements, tall and small. And then my rocks here are just half circles. And you can draw as many or as little amount of them as you want. You don't have to add them at all if you don't want to. Alrighty. And we've sketched in our whale. So the only other things we would have to draw would be like the eye and the cheek and stuff, but that's all stuff we're going to fill in with paint or our paint marker or Sharpie, whatever you're using to outline. Okay? So now we're going to get our coloring supplies. You guys can use whatever you want. I'm going to be using acrylic paint because that's what I like to use, and that's what I have. Okay? So if you want to paint with me, you are more than welcome to. If you have markers, do that. Do whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm going to take my big brush. Actually, I'm going to take my medium brush for this guy. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, in the middle, I'm going to mix together a lot of white with just a little bit of blue. And it makes a nice light blue color. Okay. And that's what I'm going to fill in my sky with. And I have this nice cutting board underneath my painting. So I just go right over the edges. It makes it really easy. So if your guardian has a drop cloth or a box or some newspaper to go underneath your painting, that is a smart idea. It keeps our tables nice and clean. Makes cleanup nice and easy for us. So now I'm just painting my sky in with my nice light blue that I made. Your sky could be a night sky or a sunset sky, like pink and orange. Whatever your little heart desires. I'm painting over some of my pencil lines, and I'm okay with that because later on we're going to outline and we still have to paint those, and I'm just not too worried about it. And we are human, not robots, and we make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. Some of the mistakes I've made have actually made cooler art because I wasn't expecting it. Okay. So I got my sky painted in. Alrighty. Now for the water, all I'm going to do, I'm going to use that same blue, and I'm just not going to mix as much white in there. And I'm not going to wash my brush off because it's the same color, so I'm not too worried about washing it off. And I'm going to fill all of my water in with that blue color, okay? You guys can do that too. Use whatever material you're using. I'm still using that medium brush. You could use your big brush if you have more water than me. I can't wait to see everyone's whales. I hope you share your creations with us. I'm sure Crazy Aunt Lindsay would love to see your whales. I know I would. And those are things you can think about. What should I name my whale? Where does my whale live? What does my whale like to eat? Does it like to eat the normal krill, or is it more of an ice cream sandwich kind of whale? Walter is a name for a whale. What do you think, Walter the whale? What about Pookie? Is that a good name for a whale? Things to think about while you're painting. What color is your whale going to be? Is it going to be gray? Is it going to be pink? Is it going to be green? Because this whale can be whatever color you want, because this whale lives in your imagination. So it doesn't have to look totally real. I think mine's going to be purple today. I went over some of my pencil lines because my brush was too big for that spot, but that's okay. I'll cover them up later. That's the nice thing about acrylic paint. You can just paint right over it later. But it's a lot easier if you just get it right the first time. All right. My water is filled in. Alrighty, so now I have to fill in my whale. And if you're not where I am, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You can always come back. So I'm painting my whale in purple, and all I did was I added my purple paint and then I added a little bit of white paint, and I only did that because this paint's a little bit see-through, so when I add white it makes it more solid or opaque. Alrighty. I like this purple that I made. I wish whales were actually this purple in real life. Does anyone else like to watch Under the Sea documentaries? Those are pretty neat. So I'm not filling in that belly part of my whale because that is going to be a different color. So I'm just getting the main body. Do, do, do. So this is a great time when you're painting and making art. Such a good time to listen to music, if you can. Your favorite songs. Okay, that's looking really cute. All right, sorry about that joke there. All right, so for the belly part, I'm not even gonna wash my brush off. I'm just gonna add some white to my brush, and I'm gonna keep that little bit of purple that's in my bristles of my paintbrush, because when we do that, it makes the belly part of your whale white, but it has a little bit of that color, that whatever color you had chosen. So I had chosen purple, so I have a bunch of white paint in my brush with a bunch of purple in the bristles, so it mixes as I'm painting. It's mixing them together and it makes a really light purple, a really pretty lavender color. Now, if you're using markers or you're using crayons, you can just pick a lighter color, or you can pick a totally different color. You could keep it the same color and just add the stripes. That's totally up to you. Or you could use, if you're using markers, say let's say you used a purple marker, you could get a purple crayon and color the belly in with the crayon. Okay? So we've got our sky, we've got our water, we've got our whale body, we've got our whale tummies. And now I think I'm gonna do the water coming out of the spout, the blowhole thingy there. So I'm going to take my little brush out of my water. And normally I have a rag. Where did it go? So I can get the excess water off. Okay? So I'm just going to grab some white paint with a little bit of blue. And it's kind of the same color as my sky, but we're going to have that outline later, so it'll look different. And I'm just going to fill in, probably add even more white to my brush. Just going to fill in my water droplet things there, those upside down raindrops that we had made. And I'm going to add one more right there for fun. Okay. Now I'm going to paint in my seaweed. So I have this green color, came straight out of a bottle. But if you don't have green paint out of the bottle, that's okay. All you have to do is mix together some blue and some yellow, and that'll make green. And then you can add white to it to make it lighter. Or if for some reason it's really bright, you could add just a smidgen, a teeny tiny amount of black, and it'll darken it up for you. I'm adding a little bit of white to my paint just to make it less see-through, just like I did with the purple. I'll be doing that with the pink too. That's why white paint is so important. I use so much white paint. I probably buy more white paint than any other color. And I buy a lot of paint because I teach paint parties all the time. And white paint and water on your brush is probably one of the easiest tricks to get paint to move around a whole lot better. Especially if you're working on canvas. I'm working on thick paper today. Just finished a big box of cereal. You can just open it up and paint right on the back. And cardboard's great because it's kind of thick, so it holds paint a little bit better than paper. We like to save our cereal boxes around here. So